out in the wilderness. 40 years it took them around in circles. The average one of them was about 70 years old when the 40 years was up because of the time space. They was in somewhere between 20 and backwards. So the average one of them, when they came out, was about 70 years old, or when they died out in the wilderness, they were close to 70, and then God was raising up one generation after that generation in order to be able. And if you read somewhere, I can't remember exactly. I think it's the first chapter or even the second chapter, where Joshua, where the writer said that God allowed them to have these problems to prove to them or to test them to see would they do what God said to do. Sometimes we don't understand why God takes us down some road. God tests our faith whether we like it or not. Now, we've been balled and dribbled all over it all we want to, but God allows some things to happen in our lives in order to try to get us to see. And when I say try, because some of us, I don't care if you put a bucket of water in front of us and paint it red, we still won't see it. Because we upset. These folks knew better than to do some of the things that they were doing. They knew better. We know better, y'all. We have a living body of believers. We know better than get ourselves all tangled up and messed up with some of the things that is going on around us. So therefore, things went sort of sour, and Israel began to do things that they should not have done. And all of a sudden, they find themselves in a fix. And when they found themselves in a fix, they was in trouble with God. We as a body of believers, we're in trouble, y'all. And we need to stop trying to cover up these bad things that is going on. Folks need to know what is right and what is wrong. Well, I just don't think this. I don't think that. First of all, what is it that God wants? True. If God don't ever use you to turn water into wine, that doesn't change God. He just didn't use you to change that water into wine. He may change the life. The devil is working miracles today, just like people that are claiming to be God. And some folks that are claiming of God, sometimes I listen to them, and sometimes I be trying to figure out, okay, now wait a minute. I believe I'm saved. I believe I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. Now, it's either me or the person I'm praying for that is out of cycle here, because they, on the television, make it seem so simple. They lay hands on somebody, they fall out. And I'm trying to say, Lord, why can't we see that? Maybe y'all don't ask yourself, well, I'm asking myself, why is the Lord, I don't want to slap this out of your head and so you can fall. I want to push you over because I got to help you up. I believe that God, see, one thing I've learned over the years, God don't knock you out to make you hurt yourself. All right. Sometimes I look at those people, they sit back there, and they start falling back. You know what? I ain't going to fix myself in no kind of position to fall back just in case whoever was standing behind me have a tendency to make a bad step and lean back the wrong way. I'm going to the front and I might hurt myself. You know the reason why those people are behind those individuals? They are particular behind them to keep them from falling on that floor, hurting themselves, so they won't get sued. That's why I tell you, don't go slapping nobody upside the head and pushing somebody, because you will be responsible for those individuals if they happen to injure themselves. We better wake up here. The devil uses every technique that he can to cause us to get out of the will of God. So Israel was all right as long as Joshua and the elders was living. But as soon as Joshua and the elders died off, and I think that in chapter number 2, it sort of tell us what happened. In chapter number 1, it also tells us the failure of some of the tribes that was before of them. And in verse number 27, it said, in chapter 1, it said, at that time, Manasseh failed to take possession of their kingdom and its villages. See, God told them to go in to do what?
To kill all them.
To get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know why these folks today talking about God and what kind of God we serve and he killed folks.